showdown tonight. The Albany Empire and the Soul arrive at this juncture, both undefeated. And in the early going in the AFL, here's how it looks. Albany and Philadelphia, Baltimore with 2 wins after a win last night. Atlantic City, Washington, and Columbus bringing up the rear. Hi, everyone. I'm Lou Tilly. I'll be calling the action along with AFL Hall of Famer Sed Bonner right here. And talk about great quarterbacks in the AFL. 2 of them go head-to-head tonight.
Yeah, marquee matchups usually means marquee quarterbacks. And you've got 2 of these guys right here, both future Hall of Famers, are still getting it done right now, led by the Red Rocket right here, Dan Rodabal, who's been outstanding. Don't let the numbers from a year ago fool you. He was injured most of that year. Here's his up-to-date numbers on this season. He's the guy that orchestrates that offense so well for Clint Dozell.
And a huge presence from Albany veteran Tommy Grady at 6'7" with numbers to match.
Huge. I tell you what, his numbers have been off the charts since coming in the league. You see, last year, the MVP of the league, offensive player, he was outstanding. He can make every throw on the field. He makes it look easy doing it. You're in for a treat tonight.
Will it live up to the hype? We'll find out when we come back, and we'll check in with Joe DeCamara as the AFL gets set to kick things off for a Saturday night. We'll be right back. Saturday night of AFL football, the Albany Empire and the Philadelphia Soul set to go. Play along with us this year here in the AFL and DraftKings. You too can play fantasy football with the AFL. In fact, our announcers are all in on it this year, and I'm going head-to-head with Sed tonight. And among his picks for this week's game are 2 players in this game, Tommy Grady, Darius Prince, a couple of guys that I like on my team this week as well, including Dan Rodabal and Malachi Jones. And right now, let's go down to Joe DeCamara with Dan Rodabal. All year.
Probably the top matchup as far as talent.
Philly won the toss, kicked it away, and Albany will start with good field position on their first possession of this game. We play with a running clock in the AFL, 4 15-minute quarters. The clock runs till the final 30 seconds of regulation, final 30 seconds of the 4th quarter. There's Tommy Grady, who we told you about, one of the all-time greats in this league. Across midfield. Philly on defense, still tinkering with it a bit. Their front 3 is a solid group led by Jake Metz, the former defensive player of the year. Myers on the nose and Rosser filling A tall target and outlaw. And his blockers among the best. He's yet to be sacked this year.
We'll also get a chance to see Jordan Williams and B.J. Bunn out there as well at the receiver spot spelling in.
First throw for Radabal is on the money, and it will go for a touchdown. From 38 yards, a deep sideline route to Lonnie Outlaw breaks for 6.
It's just a simple sail route. He has too much space. Quick 3-step drop, ball is out, and the good catch, it's on his back hip. Offray was there with the coverage, wasn't able to get him out of bounds, giving just a little too much space to the big fella.
And Outlaw turned the corner. Here's Kenny Spencer now, the Soul kicker, a former All-AFL placement man, and he knocks it through right down the middle as well. So, we played 6 minutes, even less, in the fast-paced AFL, and the two running clock through the first half and the second half, all the way down to the final 30 seconds when we go to the outdoor timing for incompletions and such, penalties, out of bounds plays. Second down, deep in his own end zone for Grady, 6'7", so he can see his receivers before he's underneath, but a flag comes in. That is Naismith, the jack linebacker for Philly, who I think was holding on.
Defensive pass interference. Automatic first down.
That's Lenroy Naismith of the defense said. What about the Philly defense?
James Romaine on the back end. They're going to need pressure from Sean Daniels and Jake Metz to make this thing go. Both these guys have been outstanding in rushing the passer. They're going to need that against Tommy Grady to get this defense going.
James Romaine, last time we had him in the opener here, how about that? Talk about a double. 2 interceptions, both for scores and from distance.
Throwing his hat in the ring for the Defensive Player of the Year
early on. Here's Grady, the quarterback now, breaking the huddle. Number 4, the reigning Offensive Player of the Year in the AFL, with a reigning Wide Receiver of the Year, flanked out, or rather in motion, to the bottom of your screen now. That's number 7, Malachi Jones. And looking at him all the way, throwing to the corner, deep, and a little too high.
That's good coverage. He wanted to undercut it. James Romaine does, but he forces the throw to be in such a perfect spot. What he's doing right now, he's keeping good separation on Malachi Jones, staying over the top, forcing it to take a little bit longer than he wants.
He kind of took the angle away. You have to drop it down into that hole.
Yeah, you can't throw that. You can't throw the fastball in there. You've got to throw the changeup over the top.
Second down, 10 yards to go for the Empire, wearing their road whites, the orange, burnt orange pants, and trim. Taylor is the motion man, far left. There is motion early, flags fly. And now the finger pointing begins.
He's going to snap the ball, though. I don't know if they're going to...
By the defense, number 97. Second down.
Now that's getting off the ball fast is one thing. Hard count.
Once he makes the contact.
Referee tonight is Riley Johnson. You'll be hearing from him throughout the game on calls as well as on possible replay decisions. We'll take you behind the curtain for those. So that hacks off 5 yards and makes it 2nd and 5. Albany on the ball. Clint Dozell, intense throughout.
Always competitive.
Grady pumps, now throws long to the left side and wide open for the touchdown.
And that's not James Romaine's fault.
Soul-5-11-180. And Albany is 2 for 2 against the Soul defense. Adrian Trevino 1 for 1 so far in conversion.
Beforehand with the game, a mindset to have pump fakes or a spur of the moment situation right there?
As a pogo, so he can go post or corner. So I was thinking he's going to post, and he went back to the corner. So I had to pump it. Got back and went back to the corner, and he made a good catch.
Tommy Grady, 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns for Albany. Lou and said, back to you guys.
Oh, that's good information.
Just making it look easy. Yeah, it's pogo, so it's a post or corner. It's DJ's choice. I'm sure Tommy would like to have him make that choice a little bit earlier in the route.
Yeah. He pulled that ball back. His shoulder almost came out of socket. Made it happen. All right, it's Jordan Williams, the rookie, back to receive for Philadelphia. This is Adrian Trevino about to kick it away. Deep, will reach the netting. And Williams has it cleanly. And across the 10, the rookie with good field position. Dan Rodabaugh in his 10th year in the AFL out of Miami of Ohio, where he followed not far behind Ben Roethlisberger. There's Big Dan, 6'3", 225 pounds, and he has been joined at the hip literally from the beginning of his career to that guy, right?
And nobody better to be joined by. I mean, especially playing the quarterback position. Had great success together. Doing a nice run, back-to-back titles. As you get a look at number 1, Joe Sykes. Keep your eye on him. Brantley at the nose. Fritz on the other end. Richardson is a MAC linebacker. Outstanding player. Real physical.
Rodabaugh tries to match with a deep ball and just knocked away, but a flag flies in. Walshaw was the intended receiver. Looked like a clean defense to me.
And it's not.
Number 13. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Jawan Offrey called for the interference.
This is a tough call, and this is a gift. This ball's late, and it's hanging. But you see a little contact right there.
Okay.
I mean, as an offensive player, I'm going to want that call. There's some contact right there.
Yeah.
Ball's late, and it's hanging up there.
Yeah, clearly interfered with his ability to catch the ball.
My first look at it, I said, no way. But looking at it there, that's a good
How can you miss this guy?
And you know, Offrey's got to stay high to give some space. But your field corner has to hold that off by positioning.
Field corner, that's the wide side?
That's the wide side. He has to hold that off by his positioning. Because you'd rather him throw the ball in front of you.
Yeah.
Throw it down to the check down in front of you.
Sit down there.
You get a smaller chunk, and you can come up and make the tackle.
First and goal, Clint Ozell likes to use his fullback here. That's 33, Adrian Ferns. On first, he's got it off the right side, but stacked up well by the defensive line.
It's a tough defense. Brantley in there, Rodney Fritz in there doing a nice job of thundering through the inside shoulder. motion. They bring him from the boundary side of the field back around to the middle. All he's got to do is look it in first, and then you still have plenty of room to run.
You can see his head was off the ball.
His head starts turning. Anytime that head starts to leak away from your body when the ball's coming.
We talked about this last week when we had Atlantic City against Columbus. Little things like that can add up to a loss.
It can. And you've really got to stay locked in and focused.
Force a second down for Raudabal's offense there in the blue with the blue helmets. Left to right, to the corner. Prince pulled down from behind. We've got a flag.
Defensive pass interference, number 6. 10-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Number 6, Tevin Homer. On the call by Riley Johnson, the head of our official crew team here, our officials tonight. Clint Dozell, longtime great player in the league. Kind of crossed over with Ced's career at one time.
For the most part, I think he came in a year or two after me, but 931 touchdown passes, Hall of Famer.
And passing the torch to number 5, who goes out on the wing to Prince, but a little bit behind him. Couldn't get the forward momentum you needed. Short game. Still feel like the explosion is yet to come in this game.
Well, definitely hasn't come for the Philly offense. They're still having to work, but as you heard Clint talk about 2 drop balls in the red zone through Prince, and then we had a drop ball on this drive, so what does that provide for? More plays offensively, more chances. The more plays you run, the more chance you give the defense to get a stop.
Fewer plays for Tommy Grady. 2nd and 7. We're in the 3rd quarter. The clock runs till the final 30 seconds of the 4th when we go to outdoor timing. All 3 receivers to the wide side, the left side of Raudabaugh, who looks that way to the corner. Prince is held again. It's Terrence Smith on, I think it's his 3rd defensive penalty of the game.
Defensive pass interference, number 10. The penalty is half the distance to the goal line. Automatic first down.
And at some point, you've got to continue. That's a good call. But you've got to continue to run through. You know you're going to get held. Get strong, get big, finish the play. Don't expect a call. Don't expect a call. Run through that guy.
Don't give up on the play.
Don't give up on the play, because touchdowns are hard to come by. And the closer you get, the tougher it is once you get inside that 5-yard line.
Right. And there they are inside the 5. Remember, it's only an 8-yard deep end zone, and it's cornered, limiting the space even more. 1st and goal, and for the Soul, they're down by 8. We're in the 3rd quarter in Philly. It's Burns, already has a rushing touchdown, won't get there.
It's that cutback, the early cutback.
Next up for the Soul, next week at Washington, a 3:30 start on the Saturday at the same time, the same day. The Empire will be at Columbus, and we're looking forward to that. Right, Ced? That'll be Columbus's home opener.
I'll tell you what, Columbus, the city, excels at putting butts in the seats. I mean, they're going to be loud and crazy. Their team hasn't won a game yet. However, they know it's a young team. They're excited to have it back at Nationwide Arena. It's going to be awesome.
2nd down for the Soul, and you might call this a must-have touchdown series. Rob Keefe animated, calling the defensive plays. It's Prince sweeping left, and the sideline is not his friend. Stop short.
Now, the timing of that was way off. Too many defenders out in front, too early.
Boy, there've been that's the 5th rushing call by Dozell inside the 5-yard line.
See how wide he's already forced himself?
Right.
I'll tell you what, when you're going against this front, you've got to be strong and disciplined. There's just not a lot of movement.
3rd down. It's Outlaw in motion. The big man, the big target. And they'll run it. And they'll score it. He gets it to Prince this time.
This is just a block dart route. 2 receivers going upfield are blocking, and Dan is literally racing up from the center and throwing it.
He didn't even take a 1-step drop, did he?
No, he just raises up and throws it right now. and you're relying on those two guys up front to do a good job. But watch how fast this ball comes out. Wow. I mean, there's no time for the defenders to get their hands up, and it's got to be so perfect of a throw, and it is. Right in
16, 24, 32. We're going to grow this league. We've got a great partnership with Monumental Sports down in Washington, Ted Leontis and his group, George Hurst and his group up in Albany. We're going to grow this league. It's a great game. People love this game. It's been a huge success in Albany last
into the end zone.
There's just too much space. Rowe, James Romaine just gives too much space. He's 5-6 yards deep in the end zone on a 6'3" receiver.
But you have to get a new audience. You can't get the same people.
Come downhill and it's too late at that point.
Just every show, they're saying W's and
something else was
W's like that because they didn't play catch because the rest of themselves don't have catch.
Now, remember the running clock down to the last 30 seconds.
And once they give him catch, then the rest of the fans complain.
We're down to 40 seconds left in the third. And Albany holds a 2-score lead on the home-standing Philadelphia Soul.
They try to give him a character, a backstory, not just a guy, Olympic athlete, and that's it.
He has been perfect. Let's take a look at it again, Sed.
I guess anguish. He was certainly very, very hurt, very upset about being hurt.
Nice show. Straight drop, ball long to the sideline. He's got Outlaw. The big receiver is knocked out at the 3. Lonnie Outlaw with a breakout game.
They've been waiting for this. For a few years. It's a well-thrown ball out in front, in rhythm. Back foot hits and it's up right on the hands. That's actually good coverage. But when you've got that 6'6" frame, you can throw it up to the hands. He's able to.